Do you want to be able to keep up with mono red, slide underneath those control decks, and still be good enough to smash your way over the top of those big mid-range decks? Then stick around and check out this deck. So they're dead, like super dead next turn. We'll get in there with the Phantom, create a bunch of artifact tokens, gain a bunch of life, like so much life. Look at all this life. Boom! Look at all these triggers. This is the stuff, man. And we'll gain life for everything that they block. When it goes down to 19, we gain 2 more life, up to 36. And I don't see a way out of this for the opponent. Yep. Oh man, I really wish they would have let me play the Mishra. Alright, today we're playing Mardu Humans. I made a video about this deck a few weeks ago, but it had a relatively small sample size, so I wanted to make another video about it now that I have my mic and camera set up, as well as a much larger game sample size to show off how truly powerful this deck is. We've got 4 Lunarch Veteran to help with life gain against the mono red decks, 4 Evolved Sleeper because it's a really great way to help fill in our mana curve, as well as a mana sink later in the game to help draw cards. It can also help us push through some of those bigger creatures like Shieldred and Pugnacious Hammerskull. We've got 4 Coppercoat Vanguard, gives our humans +1/+0 Ward, super valuable, helps us protect our team. 3 Thalias that also help protect our team and get us underneath those sweepers from control. 3 Tenacious Underdog as just a solid 2-drop potential card draw later in the game and a way to get through after board wipe, even if we've just got a few extra points of damage to get. NT, Soul of the Sun, because it can help us put trample on some of our larger threats, as well as doubling up on counters from Anim Pakal, which can be super useful. 2 Jarina, Dauntless General, because it can help us remove graveyards against the graveyard-based decks, like Mono Blue, the Blue-White Baby Reanimator deck, and Squirming Emergence, as well as being able to sacrifice it to protect all of our humans from destruction-based removal. I've got 2 copies of Jaren Corrupted Bishop because it helps us go a little wide, gives us another potential win condition if we just happen to manage to flip it for 13 life. It also gives us 1/1 human tokens whenever one of our humans dies, so it keeps us having stuff on the board. We'll get to why that's a little important later. We've got 4 copies of Anim Pakal because she is just so powerful in this deck. We have a lot of ways to protect her and a lot of ways to double up on her triggers. Speaking of that, we have Isshin, Two Heavens as 1, which is not seeing a lot of play right now, but it's super good. It's a 3-mana 3/4, so it blocks well. It's very efficient, and it also causes any of our attacking triggers to trigger twice, which works with Anim Pakal, as well as Mishra, claimed by Gix. This card has been an absolute house. I cannot tell you how many games I've won with this card when I might not have been able to push quite enough damage through whatever they had on the board, but this being able to just drain them like a Hellrider effect for all of my attacking creatures can get out of hand with Anim Pakal, just making tons and tons of artifact tokens. You can stack the triggers so that her tokens come in tapped and attacking, and then Mishra checks for how many creatures are attacking, and you can end up with 7, 8, sometimes 12, 14, 15 damage out of nowhere. And then this also triggers Isshin. So Isshin will trigger this twice every time it happens. Same thing with Roaming Throne. When you choose human, it'll trigger your Mishra claim by Gix twice. So we've got basically 2 Roaming Thrones and 3 Ishins in the deck to help double up on some of these triggers. And the deck is just good at just pretty much everything. I mean, it's good against mono red. It's good against other aggro decks. It's good against mid-range. It's just fast, and a lot of the times you can just get in underneath those Sunfalls before they even have a chance to play them. So with that, let's get into the games and show you how great this deck is. Here we go. Round 1 fight. The Anther Dream 3/3. Okay, this is looking reasonable. We get to go first. That is always a plus. Do what our opponents thinking about keeping the mulligan, so we'll go ahead and play Cavern on human so we can get this sleeper down pain-free. Opponent's on mono red or some kind of red deck. Go ahead and play Inti. We're going to attack. We're not going to discard anything, so we want to keep everything we have in our hand for right now. Red green. Was it a picnic deck? No, dinosaurs. All right. Let's see if we can outrun them. I think I'm gonna play Darina. Evolve our sleeper here. If the opponent wants to block, I will sacrifice the Darina here. Throw them off of their next play. They are not, so they're gonna get to play a 4-drop here probably. Hulking Raptor. Alright. We draw planes. I think what I'm going to do is attack with these two. I'm going to discard a Caves. I'm going to put the counter on Inti. Draw Blackleaf Cliffs, which we can't play this turn, unfortunately. The opponent is choosing not to block, so we will go ahead and let this through and play a Throne on Human. We can get 2 tokens from this Jaren next turn. Let's see if the opponent's got something big and scary. This also sets us up. If we draw a Mishra, he just dies. Pugnacious Hammer Skull. That's not too bad. Another Pugnacious Hammer Skull. Alright, so we're in a bit of a stall. Well, we're going to go ahead and get in there with the Evolved Sleeper. We'll discard the Courtyard. We get 2 triggers. So we get 2 things to cast. I'm going to go ahead and discard, since we just drew one. Alright, so we draw. There's an Anemba Call. That's really good. He is going to block. So we're going to go ahead and give this Death Touch, which is going to let us trample through for a couple, and sacrifice to give Indestructible. We can, okay, so we haven't played a land soon, so we can get down Anemba Call, which is fantastic. And we can't protect her right this second, which is a little unfortunate, but hopefully they don't have removal. Chimley. Let's see what they spin into. Hopefully it's just like a mana dork or something. Rampaging Raptor, that's not bad. Alright, Evolved Sleeper off the top. So here's what I'm thinking. No, we actually don't have double black, unfortunately. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. What do we do? Opponent's at 6. I honestly think what we do is we attack with everything. Put the Inties here. Discard. We're going to put the counters on the Sleeper. We get all those. Then we can protect the Anemba Call from dying, and then he has to block with quite a lot to get past the Sleeper because of the trample. We're still going to take 5 from that. Take 4 from that. Yeah, he's dead. That is lethal, sir. Nighty night, dinosaurs. Unless he has something for 1 mana here. Nope. Alright. Look at that. Smashing over these mid-range decks. Too good. Bo1. What you got, Mr. Bo1? Or Bo1? I get to go first, but it is a little bit of a slow hand. But at the same time, it is pretty good, so we will keep. The only reason I'm hesitant is because we don't have a 1-drop, and that can make a really big difference. planes for the opponent. NT for us. The opponent's playing mono white humans. Nope. Deep cavern bat. Oh, that's frustrating. Oh, well, I mean, we've got 2 Ishins. He's probably going to take Mishra. Mishra is the real threat. Opponent takes one of the Ishins. I don't know if that was the right play. I'm going to play the other one. An attack. I am not going to discard anything because he can't block anyway. If I could play a land that turn, I might have discarded the underdog, but the opponent looks like they have removal for Isshin. That's fine if they do. Keep getting in there with our NT. Planes and Voice of the Blessed for the opponent. So they're going to get in there with their bat, make their Voice of the Blessed bigger. We draw a Secluded Courtyard. Name human. Alright, at this point we're going to grow the NT just for the sake of making it big enough to get through the Voice of the Blessed. Put the counter on NT. We will decline. If they want to trade, we are fine with that. Alright. Opponent's at 9. Another deep cavern bat. We can take our Jaren, that's fine. We're probably gonna reanimate this tenacious underdog, honestly. Scrawl for the opponent, that's fine. Can't block. Opponent gets in there for 1, goes up to 10. Go ahead and blitz in this underdog. We will discard the other underdog to put a counter on Isshin. And that should do it. Out of here with those deep cavern bats. See, without Mishra, we never would have gotten through what they're doing. Mishra, between Mishra and Isshin, doubling up the Mishra triggers, just too good. Here we come. Mardu 399, coming for you. We get to go first. This is fantastic. Opponent's mulliganing. Cavern on human. One time I accidentally hit golem. Restless 3 for the opponent. Alright, so we are going to have to be fast and furious because they are going to have all the removal. Luckily, Coppercoat and Vanguard should help us a tiny bit. They're going to have to remove it before they remove anything else, but I don't think they have any qualms with that. Nothing from the opponent. I think we play Isshin, Two Heavens is 1. No point in playing NT here because we wouldn't be able to cast anything that we discard anyway. Opponent's going to kill our Vanguard, it looks like. Bitter Triumph discards a Marsh. Gain a life. Means the opponent probably has removal for Isshin as well. Subterranean Schooner, that's not going to do it. Spyglass Siren, that is... Alright, so we're going to play Caves of Quellos here. Play NT. Gain a life. We'll get in there with just the Isshin. Discard the other Lunarch Veteran. We can cast that from the graveyard. Put the counter on Isshin. Draw caves. Can't really do anything with that. We're going to decline the second trigger. Because if he fires up the schooner, we want to Agonjo it. He doesn't. I'm going to save... I'm not going to play the veteran this turn. I'm going to save the mana for the Agonjo. Shieldred. That's a card. Well, I suppose our only answer, I mean, we can't let that live. We'll discard our second Inti. We like roaming throne. Decline. Still like to keep the Aganjo. They are going to block with their Shieldred. That is fine with us. Play the roaming throne that we got off Inti. Gain 2 life. I love roaming throne with Lunarch Veteran. So good. Still gonna hold on to the Aganjo. Too good to... Oh, Mishra. Boy, I wish I had one more land. I think we play it anyway. Gain a bunch of life. Opponent has removal for Inti, which is fine. Get in there with Throne. Drain them for 2. Opponent has Tishana's Tidebinder. Well, we're still going to get 1 trigger at least. Let's see if they double block the Throne here. They do. We'll go ahead and kill the boat. Unfortunate. Gix. What a top deck. I mean, granted, our top deck was pretty good too, but... Land for the opponent. Opponent's going to crack their map token. What do they got on top? Another Schooner. We're going to mill that, which makes sense. Alright, I think we play Inti here. Get in there with our Mishra. Honestly, I'm not gonna discard it. Let's see if they want to block here. Yeah, we'll take advantage of that. Cavern on human. Or wait, actually, hold on. Spirit. So we can cast this better in here. Another fun interaction with Inti is when you channel land, you can still get in there. Yeah, so we're going to attack. No, I won't attack with this veteran. Attack like this. Discard the Black Cliffs. Put the counter on the Phantom. Opponent's going to power up the Restless Reef. Should have thought about that. That was my mistake. We will go ahead and play this, because why not? Another land for the opponent. Well, we will keep getting in there with our Phantom. Keep growing it. Will we find something good? Wall Sleeper's good. Let's do this the smart way, because we can't tap those to activate the ability. I don't know why I paid black. Oh, because I used the Spirit one. Oops. We'll grow it. And grow it again. Pass. Shieldred. Boy, they found a card. But we still have a shot here. Mishra! What a top deck. That's enough. That is enough. Put them down to 2. Yep. Good game. I'm ready. Lulu. I get to go first. I wish I had more lands, but I love this hand. We'll draw it. We'll draw the lands. We can do it. I believe in us. Opponent keeps. Plains, veteran, and pass. Let's see what our opponent's playing. Blue, black. There's a land. Thalia is going to slow them down. Get that removal out of here. There was no stick, so I don't think they have cut down. See if they drew cut down. Deep cavern back. Oh. No! Ruining our life. They're taking our Anemba call. They have to take Anemba call, right? I mean, yeah, okay. We don't draw another Anemba call, but we do draw a Coppercoat Vanguard. That's not terrible. I will absolutely trade my Lunarch Veteran for my Anemba call, so we'll get in there for 5. Vanguard doubling up how much they have to pay to kill Thalia. If we draw another land, then we can play Throne and then Mishra. I'll play Throne first, because Throne will make all of our ward trigger twice. It'll be even harder for them to remove anything. We just need a land. Land. Another deep cavern bat. Well, that is unfortunate. They're gonna have to give us something back eventually, though, here. At this rate. Spyglass Siren. And the opponent can trade that with our veteran now, so now we can't really attack with that. I'll take Isshin. Isshin's not bad. Gain a life. I will trade my Vanguard even for Mishra if they want to give it back to us. Especially with Isshin on the field now. Opponent goes ahead and takes 5. The opponent gets a Gix on the battlefield or something, we're in trouble. So hopefully they don't find a Gix. We really just need one more land. Shauna's Tidebinder, but yeah, they're just gonna give up. Because they need the block really badly, and they don't want to give us back what's under those bats. So far. Are you ready to rumble? Evermore. With the Phyrexian G. I love it. We need a land, but Inti can help us get there. Opponent's going first. That's always a little sucky for us, but... Ugh, control. Maybe control. Doesn't necessarily mean it, but usually not caring about playing a tap land on one speaks of control. We'll play Inti. At least we have the cavern, so they can't counter anything. So we've just got to be faster. I will choose the one. I don't think the 1 damage is gonna make or break us here. I don't want to get rid of anything we have in our hand right yet. Not when we can't play it. Island for the opponent. It could be the baby reanimator deck. Sunset Revelry. No, that's got to be control. All right, so we'll play Plains. We'll play Anemba Call. Get in there with Inti. I will discard. I'm gonna discard Sleeper here, just to get over these tokens, because now we do need to start pushing through. Hope they don't have to populate. Faithful Mending. The fact they're casting that first means they might be looking for lands. They discard 2 Mindbreakers. They don't find a 4th land. That was huge. Huge for us. All right, we're gonna get in there with everything. Oh boy, we messed up in my excitement. In my excitement, I messed up and did not put the counter on an Imbecall first. That was a big mistake. If you're playing this deck, remember, reorder your triggers so that NT's trigger happens first. All right, we just got to dodge. We dodged it, I think. Oh, is this lethal though? Oh, it's so close. Right, we're not going to mess this up this time. So this is what you need to do. You need to make sure that you reorder NT's trigger, because for whatever reason, even though it makes way more sense for NT to trigger second, or trigger first, it always automatically puts his trigger second. So, or if he doesn't have any removal or life gain, this might be lethal. What is Wandering Emperor? Oh. Okay, so he gets rid of an Imbecall. Still takes a bunch. So we just gotta dodge a board wipe one more turn. Tall order. I'm not gonna play the second Anima Call. I'm not gonna throw it into a set. He's probably got Sunfall. If he found the fifth land, Sunfall is almost guaranteed. He doesn't have it! Mindbreaker is not gonna do it, my friend. My mind is not broken, sir. I'm sorry. I will gladly take 7 damage. You can have half my library, because it just doesn't matter. Even put an underdog in the graveyard for us. Good game, man. See, we can get there through control. They don't have the board wipe. King Sloth. 4/4/4. We're almost back up into numbered mythic. That's what I get for playing so much jank all the time, trying to find fun decks for you guys. I always get back into numbered mythic and then end up falling out trying to find something fun to work. Oh, enchantments. Disgusting. If we were going first, I would say we could outrun this deck, but it might be a challenge going second. Let's see how fast of a start they have. Oh, Kami's fine. Human, I will play a Vanguard. I will absolutely trade my veteran for their Kami if they want to trade. Or their visitor, to be honest. See if the opponent has Ossify here. Weaver of Harmony. That's going to be a problem really fast. Weaver of Harmony is really good. No blocks. Alright, if they don't have a way to remove a Neem Pakal, this is going to help us get out of hand really quickly. Opponent doesn't block, so they probably have a way. Weaver can actually, I think if they remove the Vanguard first, if they're smart, they can actually get the Vanguard and a Neem Pakal with the Weaver. They don't have, well, they don't have an Ossify yet. We can take this punch if they're just gonna like pump everything to oblivion. They have to Ossify the Vanguard now though, because they don't have enough to pay the ward. They do have an Ossification. When it's gonna pump something. I think it was a mistake for them not to Ossify the Anima Call. Big mistake. And take the Vanguard. They need to leave something back to block this Anima Call. Nope, they're greedy. Nope, no blocks. Alright, well, let's get Mishra down. I would like to get Isshin down for double triggers, but I think getting Anima call down first to double up on these triggers. We gain a bunch of life from Veteran. We get a bunch of life from Gix. We're back up to 17. Opponent's only got 2 cards. And get rid of the Veteran. That slows our life gain down a little bit, but then Isshin's just going to end the game next turn. Even if they leave everything back to block. 1 card. Yep, that's not going to deal enough damage. They can leave everything back to block, but they're just going to die from the Mishra triggers. I can't believe we beat enchantments on the draw. No blocks. Well, opponent's going to let us do the thing at least. Auto pay. Isshin of Two Heavens. Get all the triggers. Boom. -8 before the second Mishra trigger even happened. Good game. Yes, we had fun. Of course we had fun. Sirach. What you got, Sirach? Opponent's going first, but I love my hand, so we will keep. And oh, opponent's on humans too. Let's see if we can outrun them. It's all going to come down to whether or not they have the my brain is not working right now. I'm tempted to trade. I'm gonna trade. Thalia for the opponent. We're fine with that. We don't play any non-creature spells, so good luck. My brain is not allowing me to say the name of this card right now. The 3 mana steal your stuff. The 3 mana Oblivion Ring Werewolf. Distraction Specialist. That's pretty good. I think what I'm going to do is play a Veteran and play a Luminous Phantom, because this allows me to I actually think I got to take this a little slow, I think. Because if I do this right, if they attack, I will block the Specialist with the Vanguard. They're just going to get in there with the Thalia. We're fine with that because we're going to gain a bunch of life this turn. Another Recruitment Officer. If we do this right, we can gain so much life and create so many tokens that they will never be able to keep up with us. So I think we just have to be patient. Our Roaming Throne is Ward 3 right now, so they definitely can't snatch our Roaming Throne. And we have a good blocker now. Unless they play another Vanguard of their own. If the opponent has to sit back because of this throne, yeah, this is going to get out of hand really, really fast. I'm going to play another throne on human. Fun interaction when you have 2 thrones on the battlefield. All the ward triggers twice. Bringing in a whole bunch of life. Being on the draw against humans, sometimes you just have to outvalue them with this deck. Because mono white humans is a little faster than us, especially because we don't run the Convoke Knight. And we don't really run removal in our deck. So we'll get in there with the Phantom. No sense in leaving it back. We're not going to block with it because that's what's going to start letting us get in for our Neem Pakal triggers. And even a Neem Pakal, after we play it, is going to have big ward triggers. They have their own Roaming Throne, but they don't really have any triggers. hopeful initiate. They can do that. We don't really care though. Oh my goodness, the Mishra. So they're dead, like super dead next turn. We'll get in there with the Phantom, create a bunch of artifact tokens, gain a bunch of life. Like so much life. Look at all this life. Boom, look at all these triggers. This is the stuff, man. Then we'll gain life for everything that they block. When it goes down to 19, we gain 2 more life, up to 36. And I don't see a way out of this for the opponent. Yep. Oh man, I really wish they would have let me play the Mishra. Lots of triggers though. You can see how fun they were back in 1796. Go, go, Tomo! Let's go, go, go! Do I get to go first? I do! And I like my hand even. It's a miracle. I wish we could play the sleeper. We don't have the mana for the sleeper right now. We definitely need another land. But lands... another toxic deck. Can we outrun them? I will absolutely trade this veteran for their Rot Priest. They don't want to. Alright, we need to find lands. Opponent's playing the blue variant, so we gotta watch out. That's not a land, unfortunately. I'll take another veteran though. And then we'll get in there for 4. Opponent has a Fading Hope, which lets them block our veteran. That's unfortunate. Try something to the bottom. Block their veteran. It's not the end of the universe, but that was definitely good for the opponent. Need lands. Come on, lands. Opponent's gonna give their Rot Priest Toxic 2. Pretty slow start from the opponent though, and we find the perfect land, so we'll get Isshin down. Does the opponent have a counter? They do not. Go up to 21. The opponent maybe has another Fading Hope. Get in there with the veteran. Every point of damage is going to count in this game. Another land for Roaming Throne would be really good. And then we just need to dig for Mishra. Opponent's going to pay 2 life. We are cool with them paying life. Put this up to 4 toxic. Jaren, Corrupt Bishop. I think we play Evolved Sleeper and Vanguard though, because then it makes it a little bit harder for them to make the Rot Priest unblockable. Opponent has bring the ending for the Vanguard. That's fine. We'll get in there. At this particular moment, we're outrunning them, I think. And they still can't use Skrull's ability without paying mana. I will absolutely block Skrull. See if they have a pump spell. They don't. They could have pumped the Skrull. Annex entry on our Isshin. That is unfortunate. We're at 5 toxic. Neem Pakal. We'll absolutely start growing the Anim Pakal. Get in there for 1. Opponent's probably going to block the veteran. Stop the life. I mean, they don't really care about our life total. Alright, do they have removal for the Anim Pakal? They need another Annex entry for sure. Skrelv. That's not going to do it. Jawbone Duelist. That's scary, but it doesn't stop the game. Let's play Isshin. Get in there with an Neem to call. Get in there with this. No, let's leave this back to block because they can't Skrelv colorless. It's a lot of damage though. We're only at 5 toxic, so I mean, if the opponent... Now the problem is they're playing blue, so all this could be for naught if they have... I don't think that's smart. I think the way they were blocking before was fine. But if they're scared of damage, if they're actually trying to soak up more damage, it makes me think they don't have March of Swirling Mist. No, I will gladly take that. I mean, we don't get to keep the Isshin, obviously, but I'm fine with that. That only leaves them with a little bit of Toxic on board. They would need Swirling Mist for 3. They Skrelv, but I can still block that with the 1/1. So Swirling Mist. They can Swirling Mist my 1/1 though. If they have March of Swirling Mist, we're dead. Yeah. Yeah, okay. They got it. Good game. Unfortunate. Almost had him. Are you ready, opponent? El Gasicon. We get to go first. Hooray! And this is a great hand. This hand's good against just about any kind of deck, especially on the play. Got a good 1, 2, 3. We'll decide which 2 we're playing when we find out what they're playing. Veteran on 1. They are playing red. Kamano faces Kakazan. Alright, so we're going to play Arena this turn. Plaza, Arena. Get in there for 1. Pass turn. Hopefully we draw a 3rd land here. If we don't, we have plenty of good plays still. But our opponent's going to start getting away from us. Go Spear for the opponent. Let's see if they have a play with fire for our general. Phoenix check. We're fine with that. If we draw a land here, we're in really good shape. If we don't draw a land, we can play Inti and dig for a land. We do draw the land. Nice. All right, Neem Pakal it is. We will get in there. We will attack. We will make a token. Get some more life. And as long as the opponent doesn't have land and 2 removal spells, we should be fine. Yeah, Monastery Swift Spear is not going to be enough. Opponent can get in there for a lot. I'm not going to block. They have Monstrous Rage. They have Monstrous Rage. We can outlife gain them. Yep. Monstrous Rage for the opponent. It does a lot of damage. Puts us to 8. Ooh, Mishra. If only we had land for it. Let's play Jaren. Gain some life. Get in there with everything. Gain some more life. Back up to 11. Pass the turn. 2, 4, 6, 7. Now they can kill us from here, but it would be quite a feat with 2 mana. Charming Scoundrel's definitely not it. Now, if they have land, they make a treasure, so they've got monstrous rage or play with fire or something. Come on and face this Kakazan. That's not enough either. It hurts, but it's not enough. Thankfully, Jaren does not trigger from himself, so he's not going to ping us. We will block. We'll block this big thing and this big thing and take the rest. We're not going to sacrifice the Dorina because we don't need to. Yep, that's the game. Get out of here, Mono Red. What do we got? Silphar. Mr. Kitty. Mr. Kitty, we go first. We have a great hand. See if the opponent keeps. They do. We'll play Caves. Take a pain. Play the Veteran, but we'll gain life back anyway. Depending on what the opponent's playing, will determine blue-green. Alright, so I think we're going to play Underdog here. Over the Vanguard. So that gives us more damage next turn if we don't draw land. Honestly, if we do draw land, I might still play Copper Coat and Sleeper. Tough cookie for the opponent. I think I'm going to play Vanguard. If the opponent wants to block with the cookie, they'll block with the cookie, that's fine. And there two. It slows them down a little bit. And see if they have a glyph or something this turn. Spyglass Iron for the opponent. They're going to crack their map token. Looking for a land probably. They find one. Do they have another one drop? They do! Mr. Gingerbrute. Alright, we find our third land, which is good. Human. Then we will play Isshin. Get in there with the Vanguard. They want to double block. I am fine with keeping creatures off their board. Another Veteran next turn should help keep us alive. Subterranean Schooner for the opponent. And Surge Engine. Okay. Giving us a little bit of a board stall here. No, I'm going to play Jaren. Who knows? This may be a game we win with Jaren's trigger if we ever find the lands for it. Let's get in there with Isshin since we have a backup. We can get the Schooner off the battlefield. I'm happy with that. Or if they want to trade the Surge Engine. They're going to double block. They already moved to block, so I don't think they can activate the Schooner anymore. So they either have to take it or double block. We are totally fine with that. We'll get a 1/1 from the Jaren. Solves the Surge Engine problem. Surge Engine being unblockable is a pain. Still keeping our board nice and wide, so if we ever find a land, Sentinel of the Nameless City. More map tokens. See if the opponent wants to try to get in here with the Schooner or not. Map. Glyph on top. That's rough. We need to find lands and we need to find good stuff to do. The opponent wants to attack here, though. I am fine with it because we can get in for a bunch this turn. Tempted to block it, but I'm not going to. All right, time to race. It's not a land, but what it is 2 Lunarch veterans and an evolved sleeper. A lot of life gain. This should help keep us alive. A lot of damage. I make it really hard for them to keep attacking. And we can give the sleeper death touch next turn. Opponent at 6. We will get another token, gain 2 more life. Probably should have just blocked a token. Garen Corrupted Bishop is not something you're seeing around all the time, though, so we probably did not read that we would just get another token from that. Yeah. Too wide. Too many creatures. Good game. 1606. All right, and we're back for the post-game wrap-up. So this deck is doing very well over 130 games, a 64% win rate, 73% on the play, 55% on the draw. As you can see, I had fallen pretty far down into Mythic, playing some jank, having some fun, and we climbed our way quite neatly back up, almost back into numbered Mythic. But the deck is just absolutely crushing it, overperforming at all times. It's super fun. The wins are amazing. Just some of the lethals are just so great and fun to play. So I mean, the deck is fantastic. I highly recommend crafting it. I think it will be a fantastic deck to play the first couple of days of Murders of Karlov Manor. There's definitely some good additions to this from Murders of Karlov's Manor. So I think this is a safe deck to craft, because I don't think that this deck will get any worse in that meta. It will only get better. You can definitely rank quickly with this. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure playing this deck for you. If you enjoyed everything, please leave a like, drop a subscription, and check out this video right here.